Coming up on this round of Alaska Means Business, we head to Wasilla to talk to Charlie Willis, the owner of CW Tack and Western Wear, where we will learn some of his secrets to successfully operating an Alaskan business. That's coming up on this round of Alaska Means Business.
I was born and raised in a place called Barstow, California, out in the middle of the desert. We're between LA and Las Vegas, so we could go one way or the other and have a good time. I started there, I grew up there, I learned what I'm doing today. We do a lot of arena work. We like to rope, my whole family does, my daughter, my son, my wife. I've taught them all, and they're all doing great nowadays with the sport of rodeo. In 1972 or 73, there was a fuel shortage in California or the lower 48. And the company I worked for, they decided, well, you're new, you're done, it's over. So then I called my parents who moved to Alaska, because we've had relatives up here since the late 40s and early 50s. And I said, hey, I think I'm coming to Alaska. And that's how it all started. We sold everything out, came up to Alaska. I worked for relatives in Anchorage for quite a while. I was offered a job on the slope. I went up there, worked up there for 10 years from 1974 to 84. I left there, and that's when I started CW Tack and Western Wear. It was right after that. I had a friend in Palmer that had a little tack shop. And there was nothing out here that the equine industry could count on for their supplies and needs. I bought the little store out. I started it at my place out on Fairview Loop. I turned my carport into my first store, which was very small. It wasn't long till I took my barn and turned it into a store for a few years. The traffic started getting worse with people coming in and out, and the neighbors were going, hey, how long are you gonna be here? So, well, that was the hint to move out. We came down and started here on the highway in 1984. I started out lower down on the highway. We had a store right off down, of course, where Bailey Furniture is now. We were in that area when we first come off the highway. Then I moved to a big mall that we had here in Wasilla, the Cottonwood Creek Mall, huge mall. That was kind of a mistake. The rent and charges that they had pretty near put me out of business, so we moved out. And we started across the street in another plaza. We were there for quite a while. And then where I'm at now came up. It's been about 22 years that we've been in this location. What we carry a lot of is the Ariat boots, Twisted X, Justin, Tony Lama. We carry those, Laredo, Dan Post. In hats, we carry Justin hats. We also carry Stetson, Resistol, Bailey hats. Those are our big sellers, and we sell a lot of hats, and we also can shape and we can clean hats. Some of the hats I get in here, people have had put away for 20 or 30 years, and it takes a little while to get them done, but we get them done, and they're happy with it. Everybody that comes in here, we help them fit a hat. We help them fit the boots. We make sure that everything's fitted. We don't want them to come out, leave here, and we want them to feel good about us. We've seen a lot of places where you go in, try on your boots, try on your hats, buy them and walk out, but then they come back and go, this just doesn't fit, I need to exchange them or whatever. We decided that if we help each customer, we know when you leave here, they fit, they feel good, and you're happy with them. My wife, Nancy, of course, she's been in business with me as long as this store's been going.
I did team roping and barrel racing and breakaway roping. It's exciting, challenging. I love helping people, and especially people that have never been around horses or anything, and they get pretty excited. Kathleen, she's our neighbor. She's worked for us since we had the business at our house. Kathleen was a neighbor girl, grew up in our neighborhood. When I started the store out there in the barn, she was there to help. She's been with us now roughly about 37 years.
35, 36, 37 years, and she knows the products. She knows the people who to call if I'm not here, and she takes care of it. So when Nancy and I have to go somewhere, we feel very good about it. We have another lady that works for us, Mallory. She started a few years ago, and now she's doing great. Well, the challenge you're going to have up here is, one, during the winter, man, you got to keep those water troughs thawed out. You've got to stretch hose. You've got to have heated containers or water troughs. Animals need water. It seems they drink more water during the winter than they do during the summer. Mosquitoes. That's another big thing. There's times you go out overnight, you come out, and there's welts all over your horse. It doesn't hurt them. They're fine. There may be other people that say, well, you shouldn't. We have spray to keep it off. And you know, always remember this, when it looks on the spray bottle, it said good for 14 days. That means don't let your horse roll, don't wash him, don't let him get out in the rain, and don't brush it off. It's going to last that long, but it never does. And you're out there with them the whole time. I end up spraying myself a little more with that than the horses. If you're going to be in business, whether it's Anchorage, Wasilla, or whatever, you better love the business. You better have some knowledge in the business. Growing up, I did have some knowledge in it. I still learn from people that come in here that say, hey, I raised this horse, that horse, or I've been in these other businesses. I listen to them because I still pick things up. You never will know everything, but you'll know it better after you make the mistakes that maybe you shouldn't have made in the first time. And then you'll know better next time. Make sure it's something that you really love to do, because you're going to put a lot of time into this. You're going to have heartbreak. Yeah. It's tough, and you can see from my emotion, we did have it tough, but we stuck in there. And it's going to take extra money, all right? Be careful where you get your money from, and you be able to pay it back. That's the other thing you have to watch for. You really want to love this business or the business that you're in. This was my lifestyle. This is what we wear. I have worn this type of Western wear for most of my life. I did know a little bit something about it, but I still learn from people that come in, and we talk about the business, we talk about their livestock. And my wife and I and my kids, we love the sport of rodeo. I have an arena at the house, and we rope. We get people out, we teach people, we help people. For me, helping people is our number one. There's quite a few people in the sport of rodeo that like to rope. They like to barrel race. There's other events. You have your rough stock events. There's a stock contractor. He does live in Anchorage, and he keeps the livestock during the winter. You're bull riding. But when it comes to rodeo, your timed event people, they bring their horses. They ride their horses continuously. They train those horses. And that's, to me, is an event when you got to take your horse, a good horse, make it a better horse. You're going to win some money. Yes, we do. Yeah. And there's a lot of people in it you wouldn't even realize. And there are a few arenas around. You want to come out and watch us rope, come by here the end of May, first part of June. I'll tell you where we live. You can come out. We'll have some steers out there. We'll have some horses out there. We like you to come out and watch. Bring the kids. I really push the kids coming out because they really like it. They really enjoy it. There's other people that have just as much excitement as I do. And it's a good sport. It's a fun sport. It's a family sport. Because even today, starting out my kids when they were 4 and 5 and 6 years old, today they're still roping and they still compete. And they do pretty good. Whatever we can do to help you, come on out. We'll be waiting on you. Don't waste your time, because what we have today may not be here tomorrow, and it takes a while to get it.
If you know an Alaskan business or business leader that you think we should feature on Alaska Means Business, nominate them at alaskameansbusiness.com.